everyone, this is Sarita, and today I'm going to be talking about the status, the statistics of the election in 2012. I'm very happy with it, and I hope after you hearing the statistics, no matter what side you're on, it will promote you to keep a voice and always have a voice. I'm going to also smash some of the rumors. There were always a lot of rumors stating that one voice doesn't count, one opinion doesn't make a difference. But after reading the statistics today, and you'll see what I was talking about, you'll see yourself that it does make a difference. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket, or how much you will spend, or what race you are. If you are in this country and you can vote, you should do so. And keep that in mind. You should always remember your opinion counts. You should choose whether or not what choice you want, and you shouldn't let others dictate choices that you believe. That's why this country was based on democracy and everyone having a say. Our founding fathers did not get rid of royalty and the crown. We just had someone else dictate what we wanted to say. Just by simply just saying, okay, if we gave up then, we wouldn't have the country we have now. And even back then, those who were the wealthy or the poor all stood together and made a choice. And they decided to go against it and say that no, we want to speak for ourselves, we are ourselves, and that's why they made this country based on that one belief. No matter if you're rich, poor, green, middle class, whatever your status is, you can have a voice and choose how you want this country to be run. And that's what makes this country the beautiful country that it is, no matter what race we are. After the elections, the country has its faults. Yes, we're not perfect, but we are growing, and we are growing for change. And American people have spoke change. We used to do this all the rumor, and anyone who was growing up, even if you were from the streets or the hood or something like that, they would say and explain, if you're not white, you're not right. And you're going to be prejudged for why you're such a color, and you're always going to be locked down. And if you don't really have a say, well, here in my hands is the Los Angeles Times, proving the statistics of what I'm reading about, and I wish I could have different, but I just need to let this one way. I got those statistics proving that no matter what race you are, in this country, if everyone stands up and has a voice, we can make a change, no matter what race you are. Now, let's get into it, okay? Now, in the States, alright, so we also want to know what president, not what was popular with votes. It states in here the counties in which the candidates got the most votes. Obama, Los Angeles, with the 1,614 and 188 votes. Congratulations, Obama. Alright, but Romney for Orange County was 458,590. Okay. And also for Riverside, it's Romney got 246,944 votes in for Riverside. Alright. Now, for the state of Arizona, Romney got 511,838. Alright. And I think I made a mistake on this. In Los Angeles, it was actually 1,614,188 votes. Congratulations, Los Angeles. You made a point. Yes, you can do that here. Alright, and then with Cook, Illinois, Obama got 1,439,103. 100 and, oh God, excuse me, my nose. 1,439,123 votes. I hate when my nose looks like this. Okay. Alright, and then in Texas, in Torrance, Texas, Rami got 348,686. Okay, and in Harris, Texas, Obama got 585,451. Okay. Alright, and in Philadelphia, Obama got 557,024. Alrighty. In Michigan. Wayne, Michigan, got 540,893 votes. Alright. In Salt State, Utah, Rami got 198,739 votes. Alright. And in Dual, Florida, Romney got 207,128. No, 207,128 votes. And in Miami, and Dual, Brooklyn, Barack Obama got 521,329 votes right there. Now, here's what's the interesting concept that I found really crazy. If you can see the book in this way, we're reading the numbers off of. So, you can see the numbers that I'm reading about. They're right there. Okay? All the numbers are right there. Okay? Alright, now I want you guys to go ahead and take a quick look at take a look and look at these charts. See this chart here? This is the basic one. And this one is the last one. Now, if you look at it, you can really see that there was really not much difference from the last election that we had in 2008 versus the 2004 tally. The only major difference between the two, and you may not believe this, is actually, as Florida was this year undecided, last year in the 2008 election, it was actually Democrat as Florida State. And the difference in 2008, we got Democrats got North Carolina, but this year they didn't get North Carolina. And also, what was the other one that I noticed that was different? And last year, in the last two candidates, we got Indio, and this year we didn't. So, as you can see, there were 3 different outcomes of the test, making it very different. And even though we got less states, this is the trick part. Even though we gained less states than we did this year, we were still able to voice our opinion, and Democrats won with Obama. As of the last time in 2008, when we tried to elect versus Obama and McCain, it's not exactly that McCain that way. Now, there's something else I want to show that I thought was pretty cool. Maybe. Now, here it says, on Tuesday, reading from Los Angeles Times, it states, and I quote, Obama received the votes of barely 1 in 3 white males, and today was a very historic vote. Now, I'm going to explain why in the heck that it was a very historic point, okay? Alright, and the reason that it's so historic, if you go to the Los Angeles article and you read, it goes with, it states like how it is in here. It states in the middle section, when I was reading, and it states on it says this, watch. Romney's chances unlimitedly depended on his ability to turn out a bigger, wider vote against Obama than the Republican nominees received early in the race. Eight years ago, Bush's brother, President George W. Bush, defeated Democrat John J. Kerry with a 17% points among the white voters and won the election. Romney took the white vote by 20% and lost seats, proving there's been a lot of changes happening in this country. It doesn't matter if you're just white. That's what they're meaning by the 1 in 3 votes. Even though Romney got lots of the white votes, he lost, even having more than what made Bush elected in president. It shows also too the Republicans failed to do the research and seeing how many people really are here versus what they believe to be here. And this is also I found this. It also states in here, and I quote, as a result of the turnout of the unbeatable combination of virtually universal support from the decisive fast-growing members of the younger and faster-growing Latino and Asian communities, who shows Obama versus Romney in a ratio of over 3-1. All these groups contribute to Obama's maturity among women and also gave her to small communities by an overwhelming margin of 54-point margin. So all of you that think it was just because he was black, right? Not the case. Actually, the Asian Latinos proved more of a Romney than we did. Latinos proved more of Obama than we did Romney, actually. And being Latino myself, I believe in Obama. I'm a Republican and I'm not a Democrat, but I believe Obama is the way to go. And he's doing great for people who want to like me. Younger students have never seen that. He's giving us senior students a chance to go to school and have an education and better for ourselves. And then though right now it may seem like nothing's a little bit of differences. If you play out and pay out, as long as that's meant to be much better. Okay, so with that stated, here are the national exit polls. As you can see, each poll here states who and what percentages are and what. And this is what I found very fascinating as well. Now, when it comes to the national exit polls on gender, right, women, 53% more voters, and 47% voters. There were more women voting this year than of those of men. And this is a wonderful little thing. Women have this. How many of those women are Democrat versus Republicans? Okay. 55% for Democrats. voting for the Republicans. And then 45% were voting in the Democratic side, and 52% of them were on the Republican side. I found it a little interesting that even men and women have different point of views. In education, college graduation, 47%, non-graduation, 53% more. Alright, in the college graduation, ones that are college and graduate, 50% were Democratic, and the Republican side was only 48%. And the non-graduate college graduation, 51% were in the Democratic side, and only 47% were actually Republicans. Now, when it came with race, we had 72% of white, and most of them were indeed Republican. 13% of black were Democrats, Latino 10, Asian 2, and other were 2 for Democrats. Now, among the whites, on the Democratic side, there was only a 39% that were Democrats, 59% were more Republican. And blacks, there were 93% were Democrat, and only 6% were actually Republican. In Latinos, there was 71% that were Democrat, 27% that were actually Republican. Asians, there were only 73% that were Democrat, and 26% that were Republican. And in other, there were 58% that were other, and only 38% that were Republican. When it came to age, and this proves a lot too, there was ages. The ones that are voted between the ages of 19 to 29 were 19%. To the ones of 30 to 44 were 27%. And the 45 to 65 were 38%. And the 65 and above were only 16%. Now, among the votes between 19 and 29, 60% of them were Democrats. Only 37% were Republicans. 30 to 44, 52% were Democrats, and only 45% were Republicans. Now, this is where I find it more interesting. 45 to the ages of 65, okay, 47 were Democrats, and only 51% were Republicans. And through 65 and above, 44% were Democrats, and 56 of them were Republicans. So it's showing that the older majority of the group are more stuck in their old ways, and they are more likely to be Republican. And versus the younger group, or those are my age that be becoming towards the 30s soon, we actually are more of leaning south of Democrat. Those are the things that have to pass. Now, history also proved in the headline and stated, if you can read it, states, we are no longer in the 50s. That was the headline. We are no longer in the 50s. No more. And with the House of Representatives, we got 193% Democrat, but it running 233 House Representatives are Republicans, and the 9% are undecided. So 9, 3, 9, 12. So that would pretty much be that one. In the Senate, the Republicans only have 45, the Democrat has 53, and we have 2 independents. I think the Senate is a really good one, I believe. The House of Representatives, I would have wished there would have been more Democrats in the office, because it's kind of hard to make bills pass and things change when the House and the Senate, are on opposite fields. But He only listens to you and progressive. Okay. And there was something else we wanted to show. Here, watch. It says here too. This year it was the highest Latino turnout ever for the Democratic president that he won. Blacks also had the highest vote turnout as well. It's showing that the Obama plant base of American that is an extraordinary vulnerability becoming more diverse. If left unchecked by Republicans, these demographical trends would give the Democrats a significant edge in the future of a presidential election. Latinos were an essential element for Obama's victory in the backgrounds of Nevada and Colorado states. Once considered a reliable Republican president election, he won because highly competitive because of the burden of Latino combinations of a large African populations in North Carolina, where Obama won narrowly in 2008. Also, a lot of supporters that were for also Obama were similar to unmarried women. They supported more than Obama, and that was the state in there too. And it's also been stated here too. Democratic promises continue to be battered but divided by the Congress within the halls of Republican and House and Democratic Senate, which are balancing very power scarcity in the budget at all. But pulled back in a very different picture emerging, with the civil rights and gay rights and women's movement designed to allow others to reach the power previously advanced by only by white men, have been a real difference in the outlines of the 21st century Americans have emerged. So positions in we got men to be in, women are now in, which is really great. And it's just comes to show you that everyone can have a voice and everyone can have a chance. If you just point out your voice, say what you want to say. And another extraordinary little fact that I found was pretty amazing. In this headline, it states, big money, little impact. Believe it or not, the Republicans who were known to not want to spend a cent of their own money put in a total of $1 billion into the 2012 election. And even with all that money spent, and getting even more percentage of the white votes, it did not help them at all in winning the case. Proving just because you have money doesn't mean you're the better candidate. It doesn't mean your stature, your wealth, or decides what everyone else wants for the country. Little ones have a voice too. Even if they're poor, single, or go to school or sick, you have a voice. And what I think Ronnie might have done a little bit was he straight up said that he did not care for the little guys. And so I guess a lot of people who were the little guys got up and voted and did not want him as president. Because little guys, we were here. And there's more of us that have been doing these struggle times than doing well with the rich. I'm one to believe in this country, you can't have too much of a good thing. Because when you have something that is too much good laying on one side and not on the other side, it causes this unbalance. And when things are unbalanced in this country, it doesn't make things better. It makes it worse. One is striving versus the other. So I think at the same time as you have this one tilted that long, you have to have it one tilted on that long, or the economics just doesn't work very well. And when we all work together in this country, we all do better in this country. And me personally, I believe there are three things that were really bad in this country that was only ignored. One, the educational system, where it stands for the education. The standard of living is ridiculously gone in the country. How can we call ourselves one of the best countries in the nation with a poor education? We don't teach our youth how to think for themselves, how to properly educate themselves, how to properly be aware of themselves. How can we lead this country to the youth if we don't even give the right tools to better prevent themselves, to be better aware of what's education? We don't need to be creating numbnuts. We need to be creating smart individuals that later on can contribute to society. That's one. Two, penitentiary system. Our penitentiary systems are so freaking overcrowded that it's costing us nearly over $1 million just to keep one in there for life in prison. And some of them have done as the most stupidest little charges that not really harm anything without system strength. So I don't know if those of you are opposed to that leave or whatnot, but these jails are so overcrowded. It's costing the state so much money, so much to keep them in there. There's something that has to be done in response to that. So that's we have to figure out how to have people have a really severely bad ones in there without doing having to spend so much on cost but not cutting on people's needs. Alright? And then the third one. Another problem that we have in this country is people tend to base people's honor records. Some people think something when you're really stupid and young as a minor, but not necessarily you're going to have the same mentality as when you're an adult. We all been there. We all been young and stupid and done stupid things. One shouldn't base his own ability to have a simple job versus because of what they did when they were 15. Some of us were able to get caught, some of us haven't been caught, and those ones who are caught, usually they know how it is to be self-centered. So they can't really get back into society. So I believe for those types, they need programs for them to help them to rebuild how to look for a job, support them on a job, and find clients and companies who are willing to give those people the chance to get a new job and sign and sponsor them. Even if it is for only for a few months. But when you give them a chance to have a new job and at least that when they came out and these other employers could see it from not giving a chance, it only lets the careers more growth and less people on the welfare system, less people